G'day, it's Steve and Sam from Exercises.com.au. Today we're going to show you how to do a muscle up, also known as a ring muscle up. Sam's going to do a demo for us. Very good. Okay, so the ring muscle up is probably one of the hardest gymnastic moves within the CrossFit world. Okay, in general gymnastics, it's probably one of the basics. Okay, so you got to make sure that when you go to try a ring muscle up, is that you have a few precursors first. You should be able to do 5 strict ring dips first, and at least 5 strict pull-ups first before you even attempt this. Okay, also we need a fair bit of skill in kipping as well. So a few things that you need to work on before you have an attempt at this, because it's quite easy to injure your shoulders. Okay, so first of all, we're just going to show you how to do the kip. So to be able to get going, we need to be able to kip and get a good grip first. So first of all, Westy is going into a false grip there. So as you can see there, he's actually got the ring and it's cutting in underneath the bottom of his wrist there, and most of his hands are over the top. It can be quite awkward in this position. Okay, from there, he's just gonna start kipping. So that's going back and forth, pulling the belly button and sternum together. And as you can see there, his shoulders are going back and forth and the feet are going back as well. Have a rest there, Westy. So you just gotta be careful with that. You're not just swinging your legs around. Okay, you gotta get that momentum happening from the navel area. You should really feel it through your abdominals because you're working that hard to get that momentum. Next thing is to be able to get it moving more, and that's be able to get your hips up higher. So by getting your hips up higher, your whole body is getting closer to the rings, and we're gonna do that through kipping a lot higher to get into a front lever, okay? So going up there again, West, Sam. So kipping back and forth, and then he's leaning back and the hips are coming up a lot higher. He's pulling up quite high and his shoulders going back as well. Have a rest. So with that, just from a side-on point of view, he's actually pulling down on the rings, okay? And the lats are working quite hard, okay? He's not actually pulling with the arms yet. So it's all that pulling down movement with the lats, and that's creating him coming into a front lever, okay? And he's still in quite a hollow position. Okay, from there, next one, he's gonna kip and go straight up and catch in the bottom of a ring dip. Let's have a go at that, Westy. So kipping back and forth, he's in a front lever and straight up and holding there. So he's pulled those rings in quite close. Also the shoulder is, or the biceps at the top of the rings there. Notice that his elbows are in very close, and then pressing up from there to full extension. Okay, so that is the top of the muscle up, and coming back down through dip and back down safely. So that is quite important that we take it nice and easy when we get through that. If you're doing a full ring muscle up, make sure once you get into that catch position is that you keep those elbows in quite tight. Okay, it's quite easy for that ring to go out, just slip out. Okay. A couple of common faults we see with this movement is when we're in the kipping. So we're trying to create momentum, but the kip, we're just breaking with the leg. So have a go at that, Westy. Show us what we get. So he's just throwing the legs around there, and then it's not really getting any momentum. See how his shoulders are still directly pretty much straight underneath the rings there. All right, and the last one is probably coming up and having the rings out wide and elbows out wide. So let's have a look at that, Westy. Just take a bit of care there. Kipping and coming up, and he's got the elbows out, so his hands are out wide and he's struggling there. Bring him in. We don't even want to go past that, trying to press out of that. Okay, so they're the most common faults. Just be careful with that. Now let's finish off with a good rep. One more there, Westy. Kipping back and forth and up and pressing straight up, nice and tight through the core as well. And that's how you do a muscle up, also known as a ring muscle up. Search through Exercises.com.au for more great videos, and we'll see you next time.